What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know.
The Packers. I got them at 9-8.
You want to go first?
I'll
let you guys go
just
first.
go ahead and let him go first.
Nah, you know the deal. Let's go through this roster real quick. Jordan Love, Sean Clifford, and Michael Pratt. They pick up Josh Jacobs.
Dog.
AJ Dillon is still on the squad.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd they pick up in the draft. Christian Watson. Why is he still listed as your number one? He's not a number one.
He's not.
Dontavian Wicks.
Number ones, okay. Dog.
Samori Toure, Grant DuBose, Bo Melton, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed.
Dog.
Alex Magoo switched over to a receiver?
I told you this many times.
McGooey's.
He's their receiver.
Oh my god.
He ain't making it on that roster.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
But
have an under
cooking preseason.
These boys had probably the most underrated tight end room with Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. Their offensive line is okay. Preston Smith is still that guy. Lucas Van Ness, we would like to see him take another step up this year. Devontae Wyatt hasn't been what people thought he was going to be.
This is your time to step up. I've been saying this, please.
Kenny Clark has kind of taken a slope a little bit.
No. Kenny Clark had a career year last year.
Hayden.
He did. You can go back and look.
He's taken a dip over the last couple of years, even though he had a career year last year. It took him a while to get back to prominence.
I agree. He started going down, but he went back up.
Okay, we'll see if he can keep the consistency.
A spike,
this year.
dog. That's like
it's a spike, just like the stock market.
I'm
Rashawn Gary is that guy.
Moment.
And then Quay Walker, who I said was going to be the best Georgia Bulldog out of that class, and he has been. Adrian Cooper, they list him at middle linebacker. Woo!
Yeah, it's him and Cooper. Walker.
I thought, well, you got Quay Walker at the weak side. He's a will, but I guess we'll see how that works out. And then you got Jair Alexander, dog. Javon Bullard, we'll see if he could be a dog. Underrated pickup. And Kitten Oladapo, who was one of my favorite safeties from the Senior Bowl.
I still have not.
Xavier McKinney, Eric Stokes, and Carrington Valentine, who was one of my favorite corners coming out of that draft. And then you guys had to go and pick up Kalen King. I don't know why you wasted a draft pick on him. He would have went undrafted. And Keyshawn Nixon. So
not Keyshawn, it's Keyshawn Nixon.
And Keyshawn Nixon, you know what the hell I was talking about. Before you go, I'm just real quick, just to tell you what I had them as far as my schedule. I do have them starting off pretty rough in their first 6 games. Loss against the Eagles, win against the Colts, loss against the Titans, win against the Vikings, loss against the Rams, win against the Cardinals. Well, no, it's still going to be rough. So a loss against the Texans, win for them in week 8, and then a loss against the Lions before the bye week. And that's really where, the damage gets done there, but then they play a gauntlet too. 49ers, Dolphins, Lions
Seahawks
in the middle of their season.
Seattle.
It's not a favorable schedule for the Packers, and that's where I have them where they're at. I just don't think right now they have the firepower to get it done. I don't know if I trust Jordan Love in his second year yet. Josh Jacobs is in a brand new environment where he's not really a receiving back like that, so you have to deal with that in an offense that he's really not familiar with. So it's going to be interesting because Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs are 2 totally different running backs.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So how is he going to fit into that? I'll be very curious. And that's really where my question marks lie. It's just, exactly how everybody's going to mesh together this year. I'm very interested to see. Super talented team from top to bottom. Still a winning season. Y'all know how the Packers do, but 9-8 for me, man.
Sorry, I'll let you go. Get off because this could be a minute.
Yeah, I mean, kind of exactly like what Dante was saying. It is not a very favorable schedule. Start off with Philly, Indy. I've got both those as a loss. Tennessee, Minnesota, that's a win. Rams by week 5, I think the inexperience of those rookies are going to come off, and that defensive line is just going to be too much. Arizona, I think they'll win. Houston, I think they will lose. Jacksonville, coin flip. Detroit, lose. Chicago, at Chicago, probably a win. San Fran, I think they're going to lose. Miami, again, that's a coin flip. My record could easily go from 10-7 to 9-8 as well. Detroit, lose. I think Detroit sweeps. Seattle is a win. I mean, Seattle's just a big question mark this year. New Orleans, also a question mark. That's a toss-up. And then Minnesota, Chicago. Maybe week 18, depending on if starters are being arrested. I don't know.
They will probably play.
But yeah, 10-7, 9-8, I can see. There's a lot of question marks. I mean, yes, we can be excited about, Edgerrin Cooper. I don't think there's going to be that much problems having him there,
I'm not even worried about the linebacking core.
Besides Jair Alexander, I really, besides that, cornerback room's not really that much of a strong suit. Xavier McKinney, what's he going to look like in a new scheme? Is he going to look like this previous year Giants or the Giants before? Because he's had up and down seasons. Javon Bullard, I still think Take Smith was the better safety overall. That's besides the point. But what is he going to look like? There's a lot of rookies in this defense. Quay Walker, was it just a off season? Was it just a little flash in the pan? Was it just a quick spike and he's just going to go back to what we've been used to these past couple of years? Or is it going to be a resurgent? Offensive line, some new faces, some new positionings. Christian Watson, he's ass.
The only basically difference with the O-line is basically Jordan Morgan. Bakhtiari was hurt all of last year.
I mean, yeah, but still, again,
he's been hurt since
even and even then, it's just been it's still a new face at your quarterback's blind side.
Mm-hmm. I don't count that because Love never experienced that. He experienced Walker all of last year. To be fair, for being honest here, Bakhtiari only played one game, and that was week 1. The rest of the time, it was Rasheed Walker. So I wouldn't even count Bakhtiari as a big loss for Green Bay.
I'm not saying. I'm still saying it's a new face. You drafted him to be a starting tackle.
We actually drafted him because there wants to be some movements around.
Okay, so either way, it's still going to be a new face on the O-line. We don't know what this guy looks like. And he's only able to play tackle. I don't understand what's so hard to comprehend that.
I'm not denying that.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say.
I didn't even bring up Bakhtiari.
I was saying blindside blocker is what I was talking about, sir.
And that was Walker all last year. Whatever. Christian Watson, ass. Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, amazing. It's besides Jaden Reed. I mean, the rest of the wide receivers are kind of a coin flip. Josh Jacobs' brand new system doesn't play like Aaron Jones. I don't know why I can remember his name. And then we just got to see what Jordan Love looks like in the second season. It's still a big question mark on what he's going to look like. So yeah, I've got him at 10-7. This could easily change to 9-8 or even 8-9. Again, Miami is a coin flip. New Orleans is a coin flip.
Yeah, that New Orleans one.
One of the Chicago games, because that's later on in the season. We don't know what Chicago's going to look like. One of those games could be a coin flip.
I went back and forth on one of them. The one in Chicago, I went back and forth on off the bye because in the past under Rodgers, I know different era, we have always had a rough time after the bye, but the only time we win on the bye is when we face Chicago. I don't know why, but that's just how it is.
Go ahead, Hayden.
Go ahead and
all right, you want to call it
done? All right. I got the Packers 11-6. This team did upgrade from last year. First things first, the biggest red flag on this Packer team last year was Joe Barry. He's gone. Jeff Hafley from Boston College is in. That's going to be an upgrade because that's going to allow cornerbacks.
You hope
that is an upgrade. As of right now, like I said, we don't know. But right now, to me, this is an upgrade because Jeff Hafley is going to do one thing Joe Barry really didn't do last year, and that was use these corners to their strength. This quarterback room is a team that is a lockdown guy, press at the line, and that's what Jeff Hafley has said and has been confirmed from reports that he is bringing to Green Bay. If you remember from Boston College, what did he do? He had a whole presentation of how they're going to play the secondary, man-to-man, press coverage. And that's what this Packers secondary is like. And I think that's going to be huge for Eric Stokes. It's him and Watson. One thing people aren't talking about that is underrated. It's the experiment that NFL did with pairing with UW-Madison for health-wise is what they did with the hamstring to both Watson and Stokes. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, because if this works out, this could be a huge development in hamstring injuries for the NFL. I forgot exactly what they did, but they did an experiment there that they're testing out to see if that helps, adding more, I think it's like balance, like percentages, I think it was as well. So that could be huge for both of them. Because last year, when Watson tore his hamstring, he was having a very good game versus a very good Chiefs secondary. He actually started stepping up versus the Lions as well. He started getting hot. Now with Christian Watson, he is that receiver. He has his hot spurts and his cold streaks. We saw that his rookie year, and we saw it last year before he got hurt. And then with Romeo Doubs, he started off as a guy. And then middle of the year, Jaden Reed started stepping up. And then in the playoffs, Romeo Doubs was that guy. So with that, I'm looking to see. But the one guy I want people to keep an eye on for the Packers this year is 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝘀𝗀. What I have seen his offseason workout, the work he's been putting in, his off-the-ball release, his route running has just been better.
Hate to say we told you so.
I think he's going to be the best route runner.
Just quick wave of the hand, huh?
Yep. The best route runner?
On the Packers team.
What?
Over Reed?
His release looks nice. His route runner's good. Reed and him are going to be the two guys going forward. I think how it's going to be for
you may say that he might have a better release, but he ain't the better route runner. Jaden Reed is 10 times the better route runner.
I just said he could. I never said he is because he's up there. The three best are Reed, Doubs, Wicks. Those are the three best route runners for Green Bay. But overall, though, I think he's going to take a huge step because he was huge at the latter half of the year for Green Bay, especially versus Tampa Bay in the loss. A big reason why they were still in it was 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀. I'm very excited to see him take a step up this year. And then, of course, not even heading into it, you still got a very good 1-2 punch at tight end with Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. I really like that. Musgrave, when he was healthy versus Dallas, had a very good game. Tucker Kraft had stepped up when Musgrave went down, as both of them being safety blankets for Jordan Love on the third and shorts. Early first downs when you need a few to help get momentum going for the offense as well. And then Josh Jacobs. Now, this is going to be a new role for him. For Wisconsin sports fans, I compare this to what Braylon Allen's first year under Luke Fickell is going to be for Josh Jacobs. He's going from a team where he was more pure runner. He's going to learn some passing, how to be a receiving back as well. Is he going to be the receiving back? Probably not. That's probably going to go more towards Emmanuel
Hell no.
Wilson,
He don't even have a receiving touchdown in his career.
That I think is going to change. I think they'll get him on a screen pass for a touchdown. Personally, for me, I think that's how it's going to happen, or a quick flick from Jordan Love to him. And I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a good year. I don't think he'll have the year he had with the Raiders where he led the league in rushing, but I still think this is going to be good for Josh Jacobs. I think the year after is going to be his real, true breakout year with Green Bay. So I'm excited about that. You got a good O-line, not the best, but a good O-line there in Green Bay. Rasheed Walker really had a big year last year with David Bakhtiari going down after week 1. Stepping up, he was huge in helping slow down Micah Parsons versus the Cowboys and giving Love time to absolutely torch Dallas's defense. And one thing I want to say about Jordan Love, for those saying his accuracy isn't good, go look at the touchdown throw he had to Jaden Reed on Thanksgiving. Look at the passes he made in the Dallas game. He is an accurate quarterback. The only thing with Love that concerned me is his arm strength itself. Because in Detroit, Watson should have had a touchdown on the first play. It was more Watson had to come back and adjust. If he can improve his arm strength, this is going to help Jordan Love out. But accuracy wise, he is a very good, accurate quarterback. And overall, too, you got to look at it. Love had an absolutely great turnaround of a year last year for Green Bay.
How was it a turnaround? It was his first year starting.
I'm going there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
No, but that doesn't answer. How is it a turnaround? If it's
I'm getting there.
That's not a turnaround, Hayden.
Turnaround of the year after starting off struggling. If you let me finish.
Only if Hayden could talk about every team like he talks about the Packers.
After struggling the first half of the year, of course, you can go look at the Raiders game, the Broncos game, and of course, you can look at the Steelers game a little bit. He made some mistakes there, but in the second half, when he played the Chargers, that started the turnaround there, and then the Lions, the Chiefs, even the Giants game, he made some great plays. Tampa Bay, he made some plays. It was more the defense in both of those games that really took Green Bay out of the contest there, and then, of course, finishing the year, he finished great, had a good playoffs, except for the one throw in San Fran. I view that more as a learning moment there, that interception he had at the end of the game. So as long as he doesn't make that mistake again, which we'll see, only time can tell with that. But I think that was a learning moment for Jordan Love. I think this year is going to be a good year for him again. I think he's going to have statistically similar numbers as last year, but I think we're going to have a steady pace with him. And I'll say this too. Depending on how he comes out, he could be a dark horse MVP. Because last year, if you took the second half of the season, statistically, Jordan Love would have won the MVP by stats alone. And like I said, if he comes out stable and a consistent year like he had second half of last year, he is going to be a dark horse MVP. And then, of course, defensively, the only issue I'm worried about defensively is still that defensive line. I wish they would have went more into it in the draft when they could have took a Dwayne Carter. But I'm excited to see what this team can do. You added depth at the outside linebacking core. You added depth overall in the linebacking core. And then, of course, secondary-wise, you only added King. I wish they added another corner earlier there, but I like what they got. You got the Valentine, who stepped up when Jair did get hurt and helped keep them in games versus Kansas City, versus Minnesota the second time. I'll say that I want to see what they can do this year, but I am still a little worried about that after Stokes. But safety-wise, I'm not as worried as it was last year. They had a huge upgrade going from Darnell Savage to Xavier McKinley as a big piece as well.
McKinley? Xavier McKinney.
McKinney. My bad. Xavier McKinney, that's a huge upgrade right there at free safety. And then at strong safety, you add Javon Bullard, which is going to probably be around the same production you had from Javon Ford. And, of course, why is the name blanking on me? Jonathan Owens. I think that production-wise will be there. If not, he could even have a better year than both of them. So the safety core is going to be better. The only worry I have is that D-line. Who's going to step up next to Kenny Clark? Devondre Wyatt, TJ Slayton. Which one are you going to step up? So 11-6 for me. I think, like I said, they're going to lose to Philly, lose to Tennessee, Minnesota, Houston, Miami, and Detroit as my losses for Green Bay. So, yeah. That is my predictions for the Green Bay Packers.
Bro, you realize you went through their whole roster and they gave me one reason why they were going to win this many games.
Oh, I did. No. Did you not hear the Jordan Love consistency train? Did you not hear how they upgraded at running back safety? Sure. I did say why.
That is the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen, as Hayden has done helped you understand his roster a little bit more.
And why I learned
the roster sure.
Frozen Thunder.
Why in that roster?
I'm surprised that you have them at 11-6. I ain't.
What did you think I was going to put them at?
I thought you was going to have them at least at 13 wins.
No. I
thought you were going to say they're going to be tied with the Lions in the tiebreaker.
No. I'm not as high as Packer fans. Like I said, there's the issue at D-line. That's a reason why. But the reason why I have them do it is you upgraded at defensive coordinator, you upgraded your safety room, running back room, you reloaded, and you could even argue is better this year. And as well, the receiving core is going to be fine. Jordan Love, I'm expecting to have a good second year with Green Bay.
Well, that is the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen. I am the lowest one on them. I just
Boo.
I'm probably, I can absolutely see 9-8 and too many toss-ups.
Why are you saying boo? The only person that agrees with you hating is Don.
Hey, Don's the only smart one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm joking.